Hi everyone, it's Melissa from Scrap That, and I'm super excited to be here for the first volume of 2022. We hope you guys all had a happy holiday season and are enjoying the winter weather wherever you are. So let's get started today. We are starting out with our sale. We are changing things up for 2022. And if you have been on our website lately at scrap-that.myshopify.com, you'll notice that we are focused only on the Simple Stories products, the Simple Stories card and page kits. So we are changing up our sale, and for the time period from today through the 25th, you can buy 3 of any card or page kits and get 1 free. So all you'll need to do is put 4 in your cart, and 1 of them will automatically come off using the code at checkout Shine On. It should be automatic, but if it's not, just type in the code Shine On. But it should automatically pop up. I did a test run, and so it should automatically pop up that 1 will be free out of all of those. So you can also use it on multiple purchases, on one purchase, but multiple times. So if you buy 8, you'll get 2 free. So it's a great deal. Check it out. These kits are just the regular kits. They're not class kits as we had previously had on there. So if you purchase any that still contain class items from last year, there might be 1 or 2 out there that are more expensive. Those don't count. These are just the kits with nothing added into them. So no tape, no pop dots, no nothing. So it's just that. So again, it's buy 3, get 1 free, and that is from today until the 25th. So please shop away on scrap-that.myshopify.com. All right, and let's get started on our first kit. These are some beautiful cards that are good for really any occasion. They're just kind of happy, fun cards you can send to anybody at any time. So you can make them now and use them at any time throughout the year. This features the Good Stuff collection, new collection from Simple Stories, and together it makes 8 cards. So if you're crafting along with us today, I do have a few extra items on my workspace that I'm going to use. They are foam tape. I have 2 different colors. I have the black and the white. I have my always favorite glue stick, and I have some red line tape, and I have some foam pop dots. So if you're crafting along with us, you can use that or whatever your favorite adhesives are. So as I always do, I've started my kits and sorted them out, so it makes it easier to go through them and get as many done as possible in our time. I know we have a little bit of a bonus time today, so that's exciting. So we should be able to get through, I hope, a lot of these. But I just want to show you that your kit will come with this beautiful little picture that will show you everything that you can make. And then it breaks it down by your components that are in here. So you're going to have 4 die cut sheets, 1 chipboard die cut, and 8 card bases. So what I like to do is go through each of these sheets following what's also included, which are your color step-by-step directions. So I'll break down each card and then pop them all out, separate them, and then look through what's left, because there's always plenty of items that are left that perhaps you want to change up or add to your cards to make them unique and personal. And maybe you like a sentiment for a specific card that wasn't already used. So just to show you real quick, after I went through and broke down all of mine, these are the little things that are left over. So there's a handful in this kit that you could go back and add in some paper hearts, some little word bubbles, more hearts, little washi tape with some journaling spots, little words and stuff, an ice cream cone, some smiley faces. So there's a few things in here that aren't used in the directions, but you may want to go back and add or change up. So I just always want to let everybody know there's some extra items. Some kits have more than others. So don't throw your little pieces of paper out, and go back and think maybe you want to change something up. So again, here are the 8 cards that we're going to start with. And I've done a little bit of changing on some of them that I'm going to go through with you. And also one of the other things that I do have with me today is a sanding block and some twine, and we're going to throw that in there while we're working. So let's get started. I think we are going to start with our first card. We're just going to run through the directions, and our first card is called It's a Great Day card. And these are fabulous directions. Every kit has them, and they're just step by step. And then I will tell you where I changed it up a little bit and added dimension with pop dots and things like that. So we are going to start with It's a Great Day card. And I have mine all kind of organized in a basket, and we're going to pull that one out first. So this is what it looks like completed. And as you can see, I've got some movement going on and some dimension, different layers. So we're going to start with that. And here, as I always end up with my little sandwich bags, I think this is the easiest way and makes it so portable. If you are traveling or you want to take these with you to a crop, these are also great for beginners, card makers, or young crafters. They make wonderful gifts. So if you know someone that's just starting out and you want to purchase a bunch of kits, they make wonderful gifts for anyone. For beginning card makers, it's super easy. And for young people, it's super easy. So I'm going to start out, I'm going to set this aside for a second. And I'm going to start out by putting some glue. I like the glue stick for the backgrounds. For me, it just works easy. And then remember that we do wet to wet works best. So if I put some on here, as well as some onto my card base, it will definitely give me better adhesion. So if you have any questions, I will be answering them in the comments. So please feel free to ask whatever you would like. All right, we are going to put down our base with the shorter yellow plaid side to the left, to your left. I know for me, I'm not sure about anyone else, it's easier if I turn it horizontal so that I can line up my edges. I honestly never do a great job lining up, but this is the best method for me. And just turn it over and flatten it out. I know using the glue stick, you tend to get a little bit of a wave in your paper, so I like to just make sure I smooth it out. Sometimes that does happen. All right, so now we have that layer down, and then our next layer is going to be this adorable floral pattern with a little pink border. And I'm just looking to see, oh, I must have it put away. You can also use your, there we go, use your foam sander or any kind of a paper sander if you would like to. I'm gonna grab mine and get it out to get those little edges off. So that is one thing that does happen when you're popping them out of all of the die cut sheets. Sometimes you do get these little tiny like paper nubs. And if you want, you can easily take a file, and I have a foam file block in my hand, and just run it along that, and it takes away that kind of pre-scored look. So we're gonna just do that real quick. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're obviously there, and sometimes you don't even notice them. So it just depends on if it bothers you or not. Okay, so we're gonna take that, and then we're gonna place that down. And again, I'm gonna use my glue stick, and we're gonna glue that flat down. Whoop. Flat down to the kind of the middle of our card. Oh, actually, before we do that, we wanna take our blue plus signs, and when you pop that out in your directions, it will tell you it's the shorter one. There's more than one that looks the same, so you want the shorter one. And we're gonna put that down first, about, I would say about a ½ inch from the bottom of your card. And you're gonna put that down. And then you're going to put your little floral background with the pink border after that. And these are so quick and easy to put together. So we're gonna place that down. And then our next layer will be our adorable little rainbow. Pick that up. And again, using my glue stick. Sometimes in areas like this, your tape runner works perfectly well. I don't know why, I just like a glue stick. All right, so I'm gonna place this down, but actually, before I do that, I know I'm kind of going back and forth here. I wanna show you something else that I did. So in order, I'm hiding the bottom of the flagpole on It's a Great Day. So I wanna put that down so that I can hide the bottom of the flagpole behind the rainbow. But when I'm doing that, if you're using your tape runner or glue stick, you just want to, this is what I'm doing, so it's a little different than your directions. Just put your adhesive along the pole. We don't want to glue down the banner part because that's where we want to give it some movement. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along just the pole line, and about 1/4 of an inch from the top, I want to put that down. Oop. Again, just rubbing down, just flattening the pole down. Then I'm gonna put my rainbow, my glue already dried. I'm gonna put my rainbow right on top of that just to hide the bottom portion of the pole. So we're gonna do that, right like that. Perfect. Okay. Now, using my fingers, I'm just gonna kind of cause a little wrinkle in there, and you can do it both directions so it kind of gets a, a wave going. And then I'm gonna take a little piece of my foam tape. I'm gonna use the white foam tape, and I'm gonna trim off just a tiny little piece. And I'm going to put that underneath where it's the banner and the pole meet, just a little bit. I'm gonna do a little on a diagonal right here. And that will help keep it elevated. And then I'm gonna do another little piece underneath the other side, underneath the day. Just right up against where you've glued it down. There we go. And then you can kind of create your little wave. And that gives it such amazing little dimension and fun. It changes it up a little. And again, I would go through and kind of shave off these little bumps that you can see. You can also add, if you'd like, you could take some of your own patterned paper, or if you had any pattern from this or a solid piece and you wanted to put it on the back before you did that and kind of double side it, that would be great. Or you could use your chalk writers if you have any handy, and you can color the back of this so that you don't see it just plain white. But you can also tape that down right there if you're gonna hand deliver this to somebody, but putting it in the mail, it's gonna flatten a little bit, but it will at least be able to pop back up. And then our final pieces to finish this one, we are going to put down our hearts. All right, somehow I'm missing one heart. It's inevitable that when I do these projects, and even though I put everything in the bags, I end up with, I don't know, something spilling out some point in time. All right, so here we have, you should have 2 hearts, I have 1. So I'm gonna put my blush colored heart right here, and then you'll have another, oh, here it is, light blue heart, I found it. So I'm gonna put those 2 down, and for that I'm using pop dots. I'm gonna put the blue one just kind of off to the side a little bit, and then I'm gonna put the blush one down completely on the flowers. All right, now to do height difference, I'm gonna use some pop dots on my flowers, and then I'm gonna use some foam tape on my flowers, and I'm gonna use some pop dots on my little bubble tea, because my foam tape is about half the height of a pop dot. So that will give me the variation in height that I want. And again, if you guys have our beautiful chalk writers available, you can always add some color to these. The hot pink one would go great. We're not focused on that one, on those products today, so I don't have them, but if you do, feel free to add some antiquing or some color to the edges of your elements. All right, so then we're just gonna add our little boba tea. All right, perfect, one done. Look how pretty that looks. Again, just adding some dimension, changing it a little bit, gives it its own little unique flair. All right, so now our second card that we are gonna do is the Hello Today. And I have already glued down, let me pull that one out. I've already glued, oh, I did pull it out. I've already glued down my, my background base because I'm gonna explain that one to you next. So we're gonna take out all our little elements for this one. Okay, so for this card, I wanted to show you how to just kind of antique it. So, or distress it without adding color, but just using the foam sanding block, paper block. So for here, we are gonna pull out your dark plaid background, and then you have this beautiful floral lace with the pink bottom. From your chipboard, you're gonna have the hello, and then you have 2 hearts. Here's the other one. And then we have this hexagon shaped orange floral and some flowers, as well as your letter and your pen. So those are all of your elements. And of course I used my glue stick. So I glued mine down already because I didn't want it to slip or slide at all when I'm doing this to show you. So I wanted to make sure it had enough time to really dry and not move at all. So again, the glue stick is so solid, it doesn't move at all. Now I'm gonna take my sanding block and I'm gonna sand down all of the edges. I wanna move all of my elements out of the way because I don't want them to get yucky. And then I'm gonna take this and just go along all of the edges. And what it does is, number one, it blends your paper, your die cut paper that you've added into your cardstock. So it kind of has like a little bit of a white border, but it's more blended in there. So hopefully you can see that. As well, it's showing some of the solid teal from the paper. It brings out kind of like the core color of the paper. I'm even gonna do it on the edge here, just so that I get a good, a little blending going on here and a little bit of the white showing through. And you can edge this way or hold it a little bit more flat, and then you're gonna get more distressing along your paper by holding it a little bit flatter onto your project. So let's keep going. And by doing it with the glue stick and allowing it to dry, I did it yesterday, allowing it to dry gave it time where it's not gonna peel up. So just working my way around. Adding as much, you can do as much or as little as you like to change the entire look of this card. So here we go. I definitely did it a little bit more than I had on the original one. So hopefully you can see the difference of how kind of distressed and antiqued and aged that's looking. And you have to do it obviously to notice this, but it's so smooth that you cannot feel the edge of where my blue die cut paper was and where my white card base was. They've kind of blended together now. So you can't really feel that this was glued onto it. And it's completely changed the look of what your card is gonna look like. So I'm gonna set that aside. I also wanna do it to my elements, especially the two background elements. So I'm gonna lay those flat and do directly onto my work surface. I don't wanna glue that down yet. So I'm just gonna go through the hexagon again, and do the same thing and just work my way into it. So you can see how it's just plain, you know, cut edges versus where I decided to distress it or age it. And again, the harder you do it, the more color you're taking away, the more aging process you make it have. And I'm gonna just keep doing this one a little bit more than I had done the sample one, just so you can really get an idea of how different you can change your paper elements. And you can do this with any other kind of a paper element. So here's the one that I gently did it to, and here's what it looks like now. So I really like the way that this side came out. So when I put it down, I will make sure to keep the more antiqued or aged side facing towards the top of my card. And then the other one that I want to change a little bit is the lacy one. So again, any sanding block, foam paper block, or if you, from last year, any of our projects had gotten the wooden file, those will all work to be able to do this. The wooden file, you're just gonna have to be a little bit careful on. The sanding, a foam sanding block works best because you can kind of maneuver it and push it onto the paper without having to hold the paper up, where a file, you'll have to hold it up and be a little bit more gentle. You won't be able to use as much force as you can doing it this way. Okay. So again, completely different looking now. All right, I'm gonna just swipe these to the side for a second and brush some dust off. Okay. And then let's go back to start assembling and see how beautiful this comes out. All right, so like I said, you're gonna put, the first thing we're gonna do now is add our floral and pink background, about a ½ inch from the bottom of your page, of your card. So we're gonna go ahead and push that down. And now I am satisfied with my edges and that they look similar in the blending because I did most of the edges. But if you feel like you antiqued or aged the background more than you did the floral one, you can always go back in, hold on to it because it's just wet right now, and you can go ahead and just do those little edges to get them to blend together. This is where you just got to be a little careful because it's still wet, so you could let that dry. And then again, it gives it the appearance that it is one page, one piece of paper, that you didn't glue that down. So I love this look. So next we're gonna take our hexagon and we're gonna glue that down, and about an inch maybe from the top. And again, if you've done this distressing aging, pick the part that you like the best to be the top facing one. All right, so I'm gonna place that down just like that. And the flowers kind of, I mean, at this point, the direction of your flowers is kind of irrelevant because you've kind of pushed them to the background with your aging process. So it's not really relevant if you if you look at them, they're not going in any direction that it will matter which way you hold them or which way you place them down. Okay, I'm just grabbing all my little elements again. And then we are going to start by using our glue or whatever your flat adhesive is with your flowers. And that is going to go in the bottom, just kind of where the pink, where the floral and the background meet, you're going to place that down. Just like that. Rub away any of my excess glue. Okay, now we're going to take our little scissors and card and tape and all that. And again, if you have any of these little nubs, this comes in handy for that too. You're just gonna shave them off gently. This we're gonna use foam tape for, because we wanna get a little bit of height, but not a ton, so that we can stagger. So I'm just gonna cut off a few little strips. I don't want to go crazy. It takes too long for me to pull all the paper off and everything. So just a little bit, so you guys can get the idea. Okay, so we're going to put that down next. Oh, just like that. All right, then let's just grab these hearts, because you know I'll lose them in a moment. Using a pop dot, we're just gonna put our hearts down. And again, you can put them as shown, or you can put them wherever you'd like. I know that in your kit, there are paper hearts from the paper die cut area that are not used. So if you prefer them, that's fine too. You can also change up the look of your heart by using your foam sander as well, and take away some of the edging. And the more you, let me get some gritty part here. The more you go, the more white you take away. So you can actually shrink it down. Almost, you could work it all the way down to the color, so there's no actual background if you'd like. So that one got a little bit distressed right on the edge, which I really like the way it looks. Of course, I did it on my project. Then we're gonna take our pen, and that I'm gonna just use the glue and put flat down on our letter. Just like that. And then for the hello, it needs to lay kind of flat right here. So I'm gonna glue it here, and I'm gonna put my foam tape underneath. I could also pop dot it. Let's try that. So what we're gonna do is put the foam tape on the part that's gonna be on the envelope, because that's already lifted, that's already one level up. So from the two L's to the O, we wanna add a piece of foam tape, right? But then from the H and the E, we're going to add pop dots, because that's gonna give us the second height. So we want to make sure everything is secure and not kind of like wonky where it's not level. So, oh, my little pop dot things. So by doing two different types of adhesive, I have it completely flat and even. So under here again is the foam tape, because that's about a half the height of the pop dots. So that gives us the full flat security without it having a wobbly look. And look how beautiful that came out. So hopefully you guys can see all of the difference in the distressing and the aging that we did versus the solid color that you will start with. And you'll see that in your kit, that it comes with more just the solid dark color, and how you can change it and make it look personal, different, however you would like. So it's not just pop it out and put it on. There's always options to make it look different. So that's card number 2. And I think I have a little bit more time. So let's see what other card we can do real quick. The next one that is on your direction, Smile, I'm going to show you that one. It's super quick and easy. It's just, this is a super simple 3-second card. You're just going to put down your background, and then there's this beautiful little, again, the floral lace with an orange side. You have 4 elements. You have the ice cream cone on top of this little ledger paper with the smile, and then again, 2 hearts. So simple and easy. So this one honestly is like 2 minutes. The biggest time consumer of this one is popping out your items. And then the next one that we have is the Hello Sunshine, which I love this little card. Let's pull that one out. And this one too is just a matter of assembly. So again, you have a floral background. You have the 3 different layers in your background. You have the ledger paper, the lacy paper, and then the plus signs with the pink border, as well as staggering. So here's a perfect look at staggering. We have the grid paper background that I've used foam tape on. Then another layer of foam tape for your sun, pop dots for your hearts, and then on the Hello Sunshine, just to give it that extra oomph, I did a double pop dot. So if you can see that that one has extra height. But again, super easy to put together. These, like I said, are great for beginners or just quick cards that you might need. Perfect for that. And then let's see, on the flip side, we're gonna flip our directions over. We have this next one, which is the Heck Yes. Let's pull that one out. Let me see, one of them I did on the wrong direction. Oh, it's this one. So let's do this one. I did it backwards, and now I'm gonna do it correctly. Well, I just did the top backwards. So on this one, from my stash, and you guys can grab anything from your stash, I just pulled out some twine to add to the card. So on this one, we're gonna pull all of it out. I have it all separated already, and we're gonna pull it all out, and let's see, assemble this one real quick. And this is another one of those really quick ones. So you're gonna start with your background, and that is the floral with the pink, and the pink is gonna be on your left side. And again, where did I move it to? I'm gonna take my handy foam block, and I am going to take a little, because the backgrounds, I definitely can see it. I don't wanna really antique this one, I just want to take the little nubs off that are on here. So I'm just gonna gently go through that and do that one. And then using my, let's make sure we have it facing the right way, my glue stick, we're gonna glue down the background. And again, remember, for these bigger areas that we're gluing, wet to wet works best. So I'm gonna put some glue onto my card base too. And then again, the card's gonna sit this way. So for my own self, I'm gonna turn it horizontally so that I can line up my edges. And then like a firm hand, you're just gonna secure that down. All right, and then next on here, our background, is this little orange stripe, which I guess it was the way that I laid down my card the first time I did it. Oh, now this time I did this one backwards. This should be on the outside, because I held my card upside down last time, and this goes on the bottom. So here's another example of doing it your own way, because now this one is a little reversed, but we're gonna put this one on the bottom. I don't know if you hear my dog in the background too. And then our next layer is this kind of psychedelic looking beach ball. And again, I can see the little edges, so we're gonna take them off. And that I'm gonna lay flat, so I'm gonna use my glue. I also think sometimes when I'm doing these projects in classes, the glue stick's easiest for me because it goes quicker. All right, so you can put the ball any way you'd like. Depends on how you like it. I'm gonna do this one this way. I changed it the other one. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever part of the pattern that you like best is the way you want. The part you like best should be facing kind of towards the left side of the card because that's the part that's most exposed. And then I don't have my little handy rubber glue thing remover, but super easy to get it all off. Just gonna wipe that down. Then I'm going to take next my little tag. And again, I have some twine sitting here. I have 2 little pieces of twine, so I'm just gonna feed them through. And this is just to change it up. You could put a pretty colored ribbon, you could tie whatever you'd like, make a big bow. Just feed those through. And we're gonna tie a little knot at the top as well, so they're not completely flapping around. There we go. Cute little design there with that. And I'm gonna use the foam tape again, and I'm gonna give that a little bit of height with my foam tape. So if I was doing this to send out, I would use more, but I don't wanna spend time doing all that. So just one piece for now. So we're gonna put that down, kind of off to the side of your beach ball. Then we have our Heck Yes, which I'm also going to do with pop dots. So let me pull out my pop dots. And we're gonna put a few pop dots on the back of that. And in your directions or in your picture, you'll see it's just straight at the bottom. I don't know, I'm not always so straight, so I put mine a little crooked. I like it that way. And then my flowers that have this cute little piece of washi tape along the bottom. We're gonna just use, since we've already popped this one up a little bit, I'm just gonna use the foam tape to add some more height to the flowers. And then we just have our hearts left. Then we're gonna put our 2 hearts down again with our pop dots. And if you want to put the hearts on the ball, off the ball, that's totally subjective. You can do whatever you want. So here's another example of that little piece of chipboard sticking out. So we're just gonna take that off real quick. And for that kind of thing, you could for sure use just a nail file. Definitely on the chipboard. So here's that card. 2 different ways really, because this one I have the orange on the top and the pink on the left, and here I have the orange on the bottom and the pink is on the left. So here's just 2 different ways to do it. And you can totally change them up yourself. All right, and let's see what's next. Oh, another cute one. Let me see if I can see. We only have about 5 or 6 minutes left, so I think we have time to get through this one, and then we'll just look at the other ones real quick. So, love this one for those 70s girls out there, or 80s girls like me. This is so cute. All right, so we have all these little elements that we've already popped out, and we're gonna put this down. And on this one, we did a little bit different on your banner. So on here, again, we're just gonna put our border down, our background down real quick. Almost out of my glue. All right, so again, these cards, this little card kit, this Shine On card kit, has all these fun cards that you can send to friends and family year round because they're not really specific to any holiday, which is one one of the reasons I chose that. Okay, now we're gonna put down our two little background strips, the plus sign and the polka dots. And I'm gonna leave a small space, just a little space between the two. So I'm gonna start with my polka dots. You could start with your plus, whichever one is easier for you. And lay that flat on my background. And then I'm gonna put my plus signs down. And I'm gonna just leave a small gap in between the two. Just like that. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to put this pink stripe, this little pink stripe down the middle using my foam tape. So I'm gonna put that on here. And trim off the end. Straighten it out a little bit. And place that right in the middle with a little bit of height. And now next we have this adorable black banner. And I'm gonna attach it at the top just using some foam tape. With maybe like 2 little pieces of foam tape, but I'm just gonna attach it at the top. So I want it to still be able to have a little bit of movement. All right, I'm speeding it up. I can see my times. About 3.5 minutes left. So I'm gonna put that down, and then you can see you can still have some movement with that. It does get a little bit covered up by your roller skates, but that's okay. Then we're gonna put down our cassette, which if you decide to give this or send this to a younger person, they will have no idea what that is, right? Of course, we know what it is. All right, so that's gonna be glued flat right onto my banner, as well as my blue heart with a pop dot. And I'm gonna put my pink heart off to the side a little bit. And then we have our, it's gonna be a good day. And we're gonna stick some pop dots on that real quick. And then we have the adorable roller skates. And those are just gonna overlap your banner just a tiny bit, but no big deal. And I'm just gonna quick put those down, just like that. But you can still see that it has movement. And I'm gonna move my little heart out of the way from here. There we go, perfect. So look how cute that is. It's gonna be a good day. And then let me just quick show you our last ones that we didn't get to. Love this card. Macrame basket holders. You are my happy. How adorable is that one? Right? And then we have the Shine On card, which again, from my stash, and also on this one you can see, I don't have time to go through this one with you, but we did the pink chalk writer, edged it right on there. And I can actually show you that part real quick, and then added the Shine On. But here's another just quick tip on how to change up your dies. And this one was super plain, just a plain white tag. So using a chalk writer and a finger dauber, you could just quick, easy add some color. As much or as little as you want. And if you watched me in last year's videos, the easiest way to do it is to put it on the finger dauber and then add it to your element, just like that. So you're turning your plain white little tag into something that has a little bit more vibrancy and color. So that's it. Those are our 8 cards that we did. And it was fun and great. And these are perfect for any occasion. And like I said, these are great for starters, or if you want to take them places and take them to crops, easy to travel with. And check out the website. Let me grab our sale again so you can see it. Check out our website again at scrap-that.myshopify.com. And all Simple Stories cards and page kits are on sale. Buy 3, get 1 free, and using the code SHINEON at checkout. Again, it should work automatically, so you shouldn't have to put that code in, but if you do, it's Shine On, and that's valid from today, the 18th, through the 25th. So thank you. We hope you have a great day crafting, and we will see you on the road again this year. So we're looking forward to seeing